Hi guys, today I am continue experimenting with my new camera, and I decided also to make experiment with watercolor and ink, and paint it a little bit more than I did usually. Usually I would just make a suggestions with colors with watercolor, just some colors suggestion for the sketch. And this time I decided to make almost like a watercolor painting and then see what happens and then add some ink if I decide so. Since I am not a watercolorist, I am more like a ink and drawer. I will see how it turn out for me because I am not sure that I'll do the right job with watercolor. I am trying, I'm learning. It's my kind of dream to learn how to do a proper watercolor, but still not in there yet. So I am doing my best and I will see what happens today. And again, today is completely experimental sketch painting, whatever you call it. So you see, in normal days, my normal sketch days, I would just add water as just a blue, just one blue color. And here I'm trying to make layers and different shades and different colors, and to show it so like a deeper underwater and all these reflections. Still trying. Again, I'm not a professional watercolorist. I'm trying, but it is different than usually. So you see, adding different colors to make it variety and to show it the deepness. And to take off some extra water, you just make dry your brush with paper towel and then just wipe it with the brush, the water, two water places, and water will absorb with the brush by itself. So this is what I just did. Water is really hard to paint, of course, even for professionals. So, but I am doing my best. Again, I'm experimenting. So now I am going with the darker colors to make it like more three-dimensional, because I already kind of showed the lighted sides of the buildings, and now I am showing the second side, which is on the shade, to make it more three-dimensional. And usually shades would nice to use for shades, nice to use something like purplish color, which I am doing. Maybe it's a little bit too emphasized, but again, that's my sketch and I do what I want. And I am trying my best and I am learning. And by the way, by telling you what did I do, it looks like for me it's like I am in the same time I'm teaching myself among with you. I am telling you my steps, and at the same time I see my mistakes. I see what I did right, what I did wrong, so next time I wouldn't do the same. And like for example, I think I needed to get a smaller brush in this point, but I decided to see what if I can use the same brush during the whole painting. I don't think it's a good idea because the lines are a little bit too thick in places where they're supposed to be thinner. Maybe for somebody who has experience with watercolor, they know how to properly use brush and how to push this brush, and I don't have that much experience, and so I got used to. I have experience with ink. An ink pen, they have nibs which are metal, and that metal is kind of you can push it and it's never change size so dramatically like it would change size the end of the delicate brush. So you see, when you push more, the line is not thin anymore. The same is with the metal knee, but not that much. And also, again, since I have experience with nibs, I can control how to push it more or less much better than I can control the delicate brush. So yeah, so again, I am glad that I am telling you and I am watching what I did. So it's kind of like analyzing my what I just did and see my mistakes. I can show them to you so you would not do them just like I did. And also I am learning myself as well. So next time I would improve them and I would not do these mistakes again. And in the end of this painting, I did get the other brush. So yeah, again, I got used to use the metal ends, nibs, or the pencil. Pencil is hard as well, and you can push it more, but the brush is so soft and it never works for me. I probably need more practicing if I want to learn it. So it's nice to see it from the side and see mistakes and know how to improve them, or at least make a plan that you would like to improve this or this situation. So this is what I like to do. While explaining you, I am learning myself. And I guess here would be the best idea to use the thinner, smaller brush. Again, it's good, nice to see from the side and realize your mistakes. This angle is filmed with my new camera, because you see it's attached to my chest and it's moving with me as I move, as I breathe, and this is why it's not stable. It's moving. I think outside this will be much brighter and better, but inside with light which is not so perfect light, still it's kind of okay, but I still can tell that of course iPhone films much better with much better quality. But again, this is my experiment today, and I decided to see what happens with both cameras and with my experiment with the watercolor. And then if I will need, I will probably add or not add some ink in the end. I don't think it's really would bother you that much, these little movements of me with camera on my chest. It kind of makes the situation more alive. This now, you see, it's more stable. It means now is my iPhone, which is attached to the special holder for the camera to videotape. So you see now it's not moving, it's stable, it stays there. The quality is not, it's good because it's iPhone, but not that much different from the other camera, which makes me feel happy because I do really like that camera. I do like, especially when I will go out to parks. It's so comfortable just to put on yourself and don't think about nothing and just film it. And the quality is so far, like for today, it's the best how it might be. So I think I kind of like it. So yeah. Maybe you see right now I got the other brush, the smaller brush, to make this more detailed, but I think I should get even thinner brush, much thinner, but that's okay. I'm experimenting, practicing, and see what happens. I think it's a little bit too dark for watercolor. It's just a little bit kind of became like messy and not so soft and light like watercolor is supposed to be. So obviously in this point I decided no, I'm not ready for watercolor. I need more practice in this. So I think it will be completely sketch, and so I will add ink because yeah, I need more practicing if I want to be a watercolorist, which I would like to, but I don't know. I like ink. I like hardness. I like to push and make and play with lines better than to give a color. Or I can give little color in the end just to give a color, but not like a watercolorist playing and drawing. Like the whole word is drawing with that watercolors. And I don't think it's just my hand doesn't not created for that. So what I decided to do, I noticed that it's too dark, and what I did, I got water and I spread, how to tell, like a little sprinkled with the water. And then I just got paper towel, and the paper towel absorbed extra darkness of watercolor, because I want to make it much lighter than I did. So this is how I try to work on my mistakes, to improve my mistakes, to make it better. And so you see, it's much lighter than was before, and now I decided to. I honestly I want to throw away this sketch or whatever it is. I was disappointed, and then I decided, why not? Since I am experimenting today, just keep doing it and see what happens. So that was like a first layers, even with watercolor. But that was first, and now let's just see what happens to you if you will get something which you're more familiar and more kind of got used to, which is a metal nib and ink. That's my favorite tool ever. Also, why I like this deep pen, because you can push it. It's delicate and soft, and you can push it as much as you want. And when you push more, and then it gives you thicker line, almost like a parallel pen. Parallel pen is a little bit too big for me, and sometimes when you do smaller paintings, parallel pen, even the smaller size, is a little bit too thick. So in this case, I better use deep pen, which is this one. And so yeah, that's my favorite thing. I feel much comfortable with this thing in my hand than with the brush and watercolor, honestly. This is how you understand that is my thing. That is my cup of tea. I'm not telling it's perfect, but I feel it because I got used to, and even my movements, you can tell they're more, how to tell, brave, or I know what I'm doing because my hand knows what to do, how to push, where to push, and how much to push, as opposed to when I have watercolor in my hand. My hand is not that familiar. It's just not that familiar, but I tried so many times to learn watercolor, and for some reasons it just doesn't work out for me. Maybe it's not my tool, but I love it so much. I love when I watch somebody else's painting with watercolor. It's magic. Maybe not for me. But I'm glad I have ink, and because I have ink, I can fix my situation with watercolor. So now I'm making some details, which probably I shouldn't because it's a background, and I better just leave it as is, with just dark spots, which I made already with watercolor. Because it's a background, it shouldn't be so detailed. I better put detailed on the front ground on these boats, because they're in front of us, they're closer to us, and they have to have more details than the houses. But again, that was experiment. I decided to see what happens if I add more details, since I already added more, let's say, details with the watercolor. So let's just see what happens, and I just couldn't stop myself from just experimenting today. So I'm experimenting several things in this sketch. Is my new action camera, and the new way of painting with watercolor first, and then fixing my mistakes with my more familiar tool for me, which is an ink and metal nib, which I feel much better than watercolor brush. And again, the paper is not like perfect quality. I just, since it was experiment, I decided to see what happens with just whatever paper I find. Didn't want to invest too much in just a sketch, which I wasn't sure how will end up today anyway. So some details, again, shouldn't do so many details there. If you want to do so many details on a background like I just do now, then you have to make more details on the boats, even much more, because they are so much closer. And again, don't do so many details on the background, but if you committed and did as I did, you better do more details on the front ground, which probably I think I didn't do today. And again, thanks for this explanation to you, and I see this mistake for myself, which is great to be able to improve next time. Yeah, now I decided to go further and make lines a little bit thicker in some places, whereas more shades, and it makes more playful. That's my favorite thing. You don't want to make these thick lines on the background, of course, just on the foreground, in ideal, of course. And again, I decided to add some details because I feel it's kind of empty in there. But again, experiment. I do what I want. Who is watching Cartman? They know what I'm talking about. I do what I want. It's my painting. I love this little guy, Cartman. Respect my authority. I do what I want. All right, I'm glad I didn't do these lines with the brush, with my first thick, big mop brush, because that will be, I wouldn't be able to change it. So, yeah. Yeah, you see, I am doing some thick lines. Shouldn't probably, but a little bit okay. Again, in this case, I better do more details on the boats to pull them out from that background. Well, next time I'll I'll remember all of the suggestions and mistakes, and I will do better. That's the beauty of these videos and explanations, that I am learning with you guys, explaining you. By explaining you, I see my own mistakes. Now I decided to add some highlights with Posca pen marker. You see, it's kind of hard because the paper warping from the water, because the paper is not the highest quality. And I mean, it is watercolor. You can tell it's watercolor paper, but maybe not the best one. I don't know. Or maybe I should glue it. I mean, type it somehow in the beginning. Again, another one thing I need to think about for next time, which is great. So thanks for this experiment. Thanks for myself. So yes, I am making the slides here and there. It's reflections from sun, from light, and reflections from the water, from the sky also, from the windows. And so here and there you have all these lights. And I do like this Posca pen a lot for this, because before I used like gel pen, and it's not the same. I would tell it's worse. I didn't like it that much like I like this pen. So since now I would only use this. I also used white gouache. It's still good, but it's a little bit too messy. And also you have to use brush, which I am not really big friend with, because it's soft and I like to push. I like to draw. I like to push when I'm drawing, and the lines would be not so delicate and light and thin like I have right now with this pen. So that is the best solution for me. So from all things I tried to make lights, I think this one is the best one so far, and I think ever. The Posca white pen. So some reflections here and there, and I think I finished. And thanks guys for watching with me and learning with me, and come back again. Write me comments if you would like to, maybe your suggestions, and I'll be happy to see you next time again. And let's see what happens for next time. How will I draw next time? How will I do my next experiment? And you can also see my mistakes and not do them yourself. So thanks again. Come back soon. Next time for my next video. And in the end I decided to add some gray marker, because I think white highlights I did, they're too white some places, and shouldn't be all of them the same whitish bright. So I decided to calm them down with gray marker. And also some other places make a little bit darker. You see how this under the roof windows makes me works much better right now after adding, gives more three-dimensional, and I do like the effect. And why not? Why can't I add it on top of the watercolor? It's my sketch, I do what I want. So I think this is a good idea, and I'll use this next time too with this grayish. We can use the other markers if we wish, but that's what for today. So thank you guys, I hope you like it, and see you next time.